Hey, and welcome to Brian Brain's National Curriculum. This is the quiz that the entire family can take part in, enjoy, and learn something from. Whey! Okay, here we go. My name is Brian Brain, and if you haven't played before, you'll soon get the hang of it, don't worry. You might even want to create a prize for the winner, or the winners if you decide to play as a team. Let's see if you younger budding brains can beat the adults, the boffs. You see, for every budding brain question for you kids, a harder boff question for the adults will follow. So that means that everybody has an equal chance. The most important thing, though, is to just have a bit of fun and also to build that brain power of yours. And did you know that your brain works a little bit like your muscles? The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So, today's subject is history for Year 2, and we've mixed all the different topics up for you. So, for each question you get right, award yourselves a point. It's as simple as that. Don't forget to keep score as you go along, so you might want to get a pen and some paper before you start. Here's a little bit of getting yourself ready time. And before we start, my little secret, my little tip. Try and create pictures in your mind of both the questions and the answers, because it's the most powerful tool you have to remember things. Everybody ready? Good. Then off we go. Budding Brains, your first question. What are hieroglyphs? Here's a bit of thinking time. What are hieroglyphs? Time's up. Did you get it? It's quite a toughie to start with. It's ancient Egyptian writing. And did you know hieroglyphs were used from 3200 BC to 400 AD? That's a long time. Boffs, your first question. What is the name of the stone tablet now in a British museum which had a decree written in hieroglyphics, ancient Greek and Demotic? Whoa, that's a big word, Demotic, that allowed us to translate hieroglyphics. You get your thinking time too. What stone tablet helped us decipher hieroglyphics? And the answer is the Rosetta Stone. Did you know that one? The Rosetta Stone. Okay, wasn't so bad, was it? Now you can relax and enjoy the rest of the questions. Question number 2 for you budding brains. Cool, toughie again. Sorry about this. A trireme was an ancient style of boat that was used by the ancient maritime civilizations of the Mediterranean, the ancient Greeks, the Phoenicians, and who else? So, which Mediterranean civilization other than the Greeks and Phoenicians used triremes? Just kind of have a guess really here, I think. And the answer is, did you guess it right? It's the ancient Romans. The trireme derives its name from its 3 rows of oars, manned with 1 man per oar. So think of the word trio, which is always 3, a trireme. Boffs, the Phoenicians also used a warship with a single row of 25 oars on each side. If the trireme had 3 rows of oars, how many would a bireme have? Have a moment to think about that. How many rows of oars did a bireme have? And there's really a clue in the budding brain answer. Did you get it? The answer is 2. I think you could have worked that out because bi is 2. It's the Latin root for two. So, from ancient warships to war in the last century now, as we move on to World War I. Question number 3 for you budding brains. The Somme, scene of a famous battle of the First World War, is in which country? Here's some thinking time, and I'm going to give you a clue. Which country was the Battle of the Somme fought in? Your little clue is that it's not very far away from us. Very close country. And the answer is France. That Battle of the Somme was one of the most costly battles of World War I by the number of troop casualties. Oh, horrible. Boffs, unless you've lived here, I think you're going to be in trouble with this one. In which region of France is the Somme battlefield? Which region of France is the Somme in? And multi-hats off to you if you got this one, because it's Picardy. Picardy. If you'd have said North France, you might give yourself half a point. There's actually a famous World War song called Roses of Picardy, named after the region in France. From a famous song to a famous warrior now. Budding brains in mythology. Achilles was a famous warrior. Was he a Greek or a Roman? Here's your thinking time. Achilles. Was he a Greek or was he a Roman? 50-50 guess if you don't know the answer. And time's up. The answer is he was Greek. Achilles' most notable feat during the Trojan War was the slaying of the Trojan hero Hector outside the gates of Troy. Boffs, towards the end of the battle, Achilles was killed by a poisoned arrow. But according to legend, which part of his body was he shot in? Which part of the body was Achilles shot in? And you don't even actually have to know the answer to this one if you really think about it carefully. And the answer is the heel. That's what gives us the phrase Achilles' heel, or a weak point. According to the myth, Achilles' heel was the only part of his body where he could be wounded. So, remember, Achilles' heel at somebody's weak point. Could be that history is your Achilles' heel, who knows? It was mine. Sticking on the theme of famous people from history, let's go for an explorer now. Budding brains, who was the Italian sailor famous for having discovered America? Have a guess. Which Italian sailor discovered America? Come on, really, really famous discoverer. And time's up. Did he get it? It's Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. He was born in Genova in Italy. Just so you know. Boffs, what was the name of the boat used by Columbus on his first voyage to the Americas? Oh, get your chops round that one, have a think about it. What was Columbus's boat called?